some work this morning.
Um, it's 49.
49. All praises.
All praises.
All praise.
Hear this, all you peoples. Give ear, all you inhabitants of the world, both sons of mankind and sons of men, rich and poor together. My mouth speaks wisdom, and the meditation of my heart brings understanding. I incline my ear to a parable. I expound my riddle on the lid. Why should I fear the days of evil when the crookedness of my supplanters surround me? Those who are trusting in their riches and who are boasting in their great wealth, a brother does not redeem anyone at all, neither give to Elohim a ransom for him. For the redemption of their lives is costly, and it shall cease forever. That he should still live forever and not see the pit. For he sees wise men die, the foolish and the ignorant both perish, and shall leave their wealth to others. Their inner thoughts are their houses forever, their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names, but man does not remain in esteem. He is like the beast that perish. This way of theirs is folly to them, yet their followers are pleased with their words. Selah. Like sheep, they shall be laid in Sheol, death shall shepherd them, and the upright rule over them in the morning. And their form is consumed in Sheol, far from their dwelling. But Elohim does redeem my being. From the power of Sheol, he does receive me. Selah. Do not be afraid when a man becomes rich, when the wealth of his house increases. But when he dies, he takes none of it. His wealth does not go down after him. Though while he lived, he blessed himself. And though they praise you, when you do well for yourself, he has to go to the generation of his fathers. They never see the light. Man who is rich, yet does not understand, shall be like the beast. They shall perish. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. That was deep right there. They go in on the rich man a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when he say, I incline my ear to a parable, that means like, listen carefully to it, right?
Yeah, like you say, a parable, like a mystery, right?
Yeah, you gotta pay attention to that parable, man.
Mm-hmm.
No doubt. Yeah, okay, I like that.
Okay, let's get to it. What is
Okay.
fasting about? What is fasting about?
Fasting about. Okay.
Exodus 34. Start at 1 through 2.
I started Marv. I got it. And Yahushua said to Moshe, cut 2 tablets of stone like the first ones, and I shall write on these tablets the words that were on the first tablets which you broke. And be ready in the morning. Then you shall come up in the morning to Mount Sinai and present yourselves to me there on the top of the mountain.
Verse
Right
5.
there. Okay. And Yahushua came down in a cloud and stood with him there and proclaimed the name of Yahuwah. And Yahuwah passed before him and proclaimed, Yahuwah, Yahuwah, and El compassionate and showing favor, patient, and great in loving commitment and truth, watching over, loving committed for thousands, forgiving crookedness and transgression and sin, but by no means leaving unpunished.
That's that discipline right there, right?
Mhm. By no means leaving unpunished. Visiting the crookedness of the fathers upon the children and the children's children to the third and fourth generation. And Moshe hurried and bowed himself toward the earth and did obedience.
Obedience. Basically like obedience, like you say,
Yeah.
prostrating himself.
And said, if now I have found favor in your eyes, O Yahuwah, I pray, let Yahuwah go on in our midst, even though we are a stiff-necked people.
Even though we're stiff-necked people, please be in the midst of us, right? Even though we stiff-necked, stay with us. Don't forsake us, right?
Right. And forgive our crookedness and our sin, and take us as your inheritance.
Right.
And he said, see, I am making a covenant. Before all your people, I am going to do wonders such as have not been done in all the earth, nor in any nation. And all the people among whom you are sick, and all the people among whom you are shall see the work of Yahuwah. For what I am doing with you is awesome.
Right.
Most I said, what he doing with us is awesome.
Right.
Jump down up.
21, yes, sir.
17.
Say
Do not make a molded mighty one for yourselves. Guard the festival of Matzah.
Right.
For 7 days you eat unleavened bread, as I commanded you, in the appointed time of the new moon of Abib. Because in the new moon of Abib, you came out of Mizraim.
Right. 21.
Okay. 21. 6 days you work, but on the 7th day you rest. In plowing time and in the harvest you rest.
All seasons, right? No matter what's going on, even if it's harvest time or plowing times, on that 7th day you still rest.
You still rest. And perform the festival of Shabbat for yourselves.
For who?
For yourselves. Of the first fruits of wheat harvest and the festival of ingathering at the turn of your year.
All right. 27, huh?
Okay. And Yahuwah said to Moshe, write these words, for according to the mouth of these words, I have made a covenant with you and with Israel. And he was there with Yahuwah 40 days and 40 nights. He did not eat bread and he did not drink water. And he wrote on the tablets the words of the covenant, the 10 words.
The 10 words. So we see Moshe was on the mountain receiving all this, right?
Right.
Mountain, and he was being told to guard the festival of Mazat, right? The Feast of 11, Festival of Shavuot, right? For yourselves and all these things. He telling them that on the mountain. And then he said, with my own hand, and he wrote on the tablets the words of the covenant, the 10 words. And we know that covenant is the 10 words, the 10 commandments, right? Okay, let's get that Matthew 1 through 4. Remember what we just read about Moshe being on that mountain for 40 days and 40 nights too, right?
Right. Okay. Anybody?
Gonna keep getting it out.
All right. Then Yahushua was led up by the Spirit into the wilderness to be tried by the devil.
Mm.
And after having fasted 40 days and 40 nights, he was hungry.
Hold on, let me pause you right there one time. We just read about Moshe, and it said, and Moshe, and he was up there with Yah 40 days and 40 nights. He did not eat bread, he did not drink water, and he wrote on the tablets the words of the covenant, the 10 words. Now we see Mashiach, and having fasted for 40 days and 40 nights, he was hungry. When Moshe was up there, it wasn't called a fast. But now Mashiach doing it, they calling it a fast. Let's keep finish that up through 4.
Okay. And the tear came, the trier came and said to him, if you are the son of Elohim, command that these stones become bread.
Got that temptation because he fasted 40 days and 40 nights and he was hungry, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But he answered and said, it has been written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that comes from the mouth of Yahuwah.
Oh, that's that daily bread that we every time we ask for a prayer, right? And give us our daily bread. So now we see what Moshe was eating on that mountain for 40 days and 40 nights, right?
Right.
The words of the Most High, because the Most High giving him commandments, telling them to guard the Feast of Unleavened Bread and do this and the other right on the mountain, right? And then gave him 10 words. So we see Moshe's daily bread when he was eating. But again, just wanted to point out also, when Mashiach came, when Mashiach did his 40 days and 40 nights, it was called a fast. When we just read in Exodus, they ain't say nothing about a fast, right?
Mm-mm.
So we're gonna get some understanding of what is the fast about, right? Okay, yeah, you got that out. You get that definition of fast.
Okay. Was that the G3523?
Yes, sir. 3522. It come from G3523. Fasting means to abstain from food. And in parentheses, it says religiously, right? Because some people might abstain from food and it doesn't have nothing to do with religion, right?
Right.
Might be doing it for health benefits, right?
Uh-huh.
So we see, regardless, to abstain from food is a fast, right?
Right.
But can we necessarily say Moshe was fasting them 40 days and 40 nights? Because we see he was getting that daily bread, eating every word from the Most High, right?
Right. So he didn't call it a fast, like you said.
Right. Okay. And then just for everybody's own notes, man, you know, to get another example of a fast, you can go to Matthew 15 and 32 in the King James. Make sure you check it out in the King James. Let's just get straight to that Tobit. We there already?
Yeah.
It sounds like Moses was in the spirit, man. You know, he went the Most High them 40 days, man. So
exactly.
He probably wasn't even thinking about
food. Yeah, that's actually smooth the way that come together.
Right. He eating the words from the Most High, getting the commandments on the mountain, in the spirit, like you say.
Man, yeah, man.
Okay.
Real, like say you in a crazy situation, you know how you get adrenaline and you get survival instincts kicked in, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like that, like we said, he's not even thinking about it. He with the Most High, so that's not even on his mind.
Right. Hey, this is a short one today, so we just gonna make you the designated reader.
Hey, real quick though.
Yes, sir.
Real quick. Now, when he came back down, wasn't his face glowing?
Yes, it was.
So, in that aspect, just from the spiritual beings don't need food neither, though, right?
Right.
Exactly. That's why when we read that 4, man should not live by bread alone, but by the word that comes from the mouth of Yah. Moshe was really eating on that mountain. He was eating the Most High words. He was getting these.
That's the difference right there, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That's why we see it wasn't called the fast right there. But when Mashiach went up there, they called it the fast when he abstained from food.
Yeah, that's actually smooth the way that came together.
Hold on, I think I see what you do with this, but I'm gonna wait to the end.
Okay.
Okay.
You do like to jump ahead too, so I'm glad you wait. Right? Okay, let's get him. Hey, you the designated reader, right? Big
I got it. All right. Prayer is good with fasting and alms and righteousness.
Let's just hold that out. Oh no, go and finish it up. Right? Finish it up. Go ahead.
A little with righteousness is better than much with unrighteousness.
Mm-hmm.
It is better to give alms than to lay up gold.
Right. All praises. It's like prayer is good with fasting and alms and righteousness. And y'all know we coming off the rich, the poor, the alms, right?
Yeah.
So we're gonna see how all this tying together, right? Go ahead, hit that Psalm 35. Right?
Okay.
1 through 4.
Oh, Yahuwah, strive with those who strive with me. Fight against those who fight against me. Take hold of shield and armor and rise for my help. And draw out spear and lance to meet those who pursue me. Say to my life, I am your deliverance.
Right. And we see that this is a cry out to the Most High, right? This is almost a prayer to the Most High. Go ahead.
Let those be ashamed.
Jump down to 9.
Okay, you don't want me to finish 4?
Oh, you ain't read. Oh, my head. My bad. I can jump in the head. Go ahead.
I say, let those be ashamed and blush who seek my life. Let those be turned back and abashed who plot evil to me.
Mm-hmm.
Jumping to 9 now. But let my own being exalt in Yahuwah. Let it rejoice in his deliverance. Let all my bones say, Yahuwah, who is like you? Mm-hmm. Delivering the poor from one stronger than he, and the poor and the needy from him who robs them. Ruthless witness rise up. Right. They ask me that which I knew not. They reward me evil for good, grieving my life.
Man.
This meeting is being recorded.
But I, when they were sick, I put on sackcloth.
Mm-hmm.
I humble my being with fasting, and my prayer will return to my own bosom.
Hey,
somebody mute. I got you. Hold on.
Let's get him.
Okay. Psalm 35 and 12. They reward me evil for good, bereaving my life. But I, when they were sick, I put on sackcloth.
Right.
I humble my being with fasting, and my prayer will return to my bosom.
And my prayer will return to my bosom. Because just like we read in that Tobit 12 and 8, it said prayer is good with fasting, right? And alms and righteousness, right? So a combination of that prayer and that abstaining from food, it say that come together, it's good. You know what I'm talking about?
Right. And then like he said, they rewarded me evil for good, bereaving my life. But I, when they were sick, I put on sackcloth. They reward me evil for good. But when they were sick, I put on sackcloth I humble my being with fasting.
Hey, and since you brought that up, I go and pull up that fasting for that H6684.
The humble,
Nah, not the humble, the H6684, that Hebrew for fasting or fast. Since you brought up that sackcloth, I was gonna let it pass, but all praises. That's it right there. No, you had it. That's it right there. So the Hebrew word for fast right here, it says a primitive root, to cover over, right? That's why that's why people always put on sackcloth. They didn't necessarily always have to cover their mouths, you know what I'm saying, and not eat nothing. It says to cover over, and in parentheses it says the mouth. But right here we see that he put on sackcloth. It's other situations where they, like you say, they put on sackcloth, they put on ashes, you know what I'm saying? We know sackcloth is like an itchy material, right?
Right,
it's
right.
Like self-discipline, you know what I'm saying? Like self-chastisement, you know what I'm saying? You take off your good garments and you put on sackcloth. You cover yourself with sackcloth and ashes. And again, that's a garment of itchy material, man, a sign of self-chastisement. I just want to pull that out since you brought up that sackcloth, God, straight up.
Okay.
But yeah, stay where you was. I can if you finish that, let's get that definition of humble, like you said, because he said, I humbled my being with fasting. These are two different things. You can just fast, like we said earlier. You can abstain from food, but not humble yourself, right? It said humble your spirit with fasting, right? They go together.
Okay,
That's
which one is
that's it? You had it. You was on it.
Right here?
Yes, sir. So we see in the Greek, humble is the H6030, or it comes from 6030 through the idea of looking down or browbeating, to depress, right? To depress literally or figuratively, transitive, or intransitive, in various applications. So you can use this in many different versions, right? And it shows you the versions that you use it as: abase self, to afflict, right? Self, answer by mistake, and it's answered by mistake with 6030. But that's all we really wanted right there. The idea of looking down or browbeating, to depress, literally or figuratively, right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what humbling yourself means. Yes, sir.
Right. Like gentleness, force.
So you got to humble yourself, and then you put it with that fasting. Then you put it with that abstaining from food, right? Okay. And just remember that, because we're gonna deal with that a little later as we go on.
Hey, I needed this lesson today. Y'all have no idea, man. This is right on point, man. All praises, man. He be working in my life, bro, for real.
All praises to the Most High, for sure.
All right. For Ezra 7?
Ezra 7, yes, sir.
1 through 6. Here we go. And when I had made an end of speaking these words, there was sent unto me the angel which had been sent unto me the night afore. And he said unto me, Up, Ezra, and hear the words that I am come to tell you.
Hey, he said 4th Ezra?
Or you just going to regular Ezra?
Yeah, if I said 4th, I meant the regular Ezra, 1 through 6.
Okay.
Let's get some background on this Ezra, who you was just reading about in the 4th Ezra. You get his background real quick and then deal with it. 7, 1 through 6.
Okay. Now after these things, in the reign of Artashasta, king of Persia, Ezra, the son of Serayahu, the son of Azariahu, the son of Chilikwayu, the son of Shillam, the son of Tazda, the son of Akituv, the son of Amariyahu, the son of Azariahu, the son of Marioth, the son of Zerekiah,
You
the
doing
son of Uzzah, the son of Bucri, the son of Avishah, the son of Phinehas,
you know who
the
that is?
son of
Daddy's,
son of
daddy's.
Eleazar, the son of Aaron, the priest.
Oh, so now we getting back to where his lineage come from. The son of Aaron, the chief priest. That
Mhm.
was his whole lineage, right? That we just built upon. Go ahead, finish
Right.
that 6.
Okay. This Ezra went up from Babel,
Mhm.
and he was a ready scribe in the Torah of Moshe, which Yahuwah Eloi of Israel had given.
Who gave it up? Who gave this Torah?
Moshe, which Yahuwah Elohai of Israel. Yahuwah gave it to Moshe, and Moshe gave it to the children.
Right, because we just seen Moshe was eating the words of the Most High earlier, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay. And the king granted him all his requests according to the hand of Yahuwah Eloheinu upon him.
Right. So we just wanted to get that background about this Ezra that I jumped to that 4th Ezra, where he come from, his lineage, right? And it said this
Right.
Ezra came up from Babel. That means he came from Babylon, right? When they out the captivity, the first captivity, I say, in Babel. Go ahead and jump to that 8.
Read verse 10.
Yes, sir. My bad.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
For Ezra had prepared his heart to seek the Torah of Yahuwah and to do it,
And to do it,
and to teach in Israel commandments and judgments.
all praises. For this Ezra prepared his heart. Didn't we read before in Ecclesiasticus, before you come to the Most High, prepare your heart, right?
Right.
So this Ezra
Right.
prepared his heart. That's the same thing as depressing, humbling himself, right? He prepared his heart. He humbled himself to seek the Torah of Yah. Not the Torah of Moshe, the Torah of Yah.
Torah of Yah, right.
And to
right.
do it, not just to know it, not you can go off and tell me all the commands. It's to seek it and to do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And him being coming from the chief line of Aaron, the chief priest, and to teach the laws and right rulings.
Right. So he descended from Aaron, so he is a priest.
Right. Right.
Okay. 8 and 1. These are now the chief of their fathers, and this is the genealogy of them that went up with me from Babel in the reign of Artaxerxes, the king.
Okay. So we see that Ezra came from Babel, right? So now he said those that came with me from Babel.
Okay. 15.
Yes, sir, through 17.
And I gathered them together to
We ain't
the
gonna read everybody who came from Babel. I was already struggling with them names.
Man, it's the names,
hard,
man.
Doc.
Names, man. Them some names, man.
15 to 17. And I gathered them together to the river that runs to Ahab. And there abode we in tents 3 days. And I viewed the people and the priests and found there none of the sons of Levi.
Like, hold on, looking amongst the people. Where are the sons of Levi? You know what I'm
Right.
talking about?
Then sent I for Eleazar and Ariel and Shemayahu and for El Nathan and for Yavai and for El Nathan and for Nathan and for Zachariahu and for Meshulam, chief men also from Yorvai and for El Nathan, men of understanding.
So basically, he said, I sent for these people for men of understanding. Y'all go find us some men of understanding. You know, anybody from the sons of Levi. Go ahead.
And I sent with him, and I sent them with commandment unto Edu, the chief of the place, Kachapiah. And I told them what they should say to Adu and to his brethren, the Nathan and the place Kachapiah, that they should bring into us ministers of the house of our Elohim.
So go get some Levites, is what he's saying, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, after this, make sure you get back in that scriptures too.
Okay. Oh, that's right. That's right. That's where I should have been at. And by the good hand of our Elohim upon us, they brought us a man of understanding of the sons of Machali, the son of Levi, the son of Yisrael, and Shavriah, with the sons and his brethren. 18.
So they got
18 of them.
Right.
Okay. You know what? I'm gonna go to Ezra and the scriptures and read the rest from there.
Okay. We was just getting some little background. That's all it was. Finish them up 21 through 23 when they coming from Babel.
Ezra 8 and 20.
One.
What? 21?
Through 23.
Okay. I then proclaimed a fast there at the river of Ahwa to humble ourselves before our Elohim.
Hold on. He said, I proclaimed a fast there at the river of Ahwa to humble ourselves before our Elohim. So now we see again, earlier we read, prayer is good with fasting to abstain from food. Well, we got that definition, right?
Right.
Then we read that Psalms and it said, I humble myself with fasting, right? And now Ezra said, he said, when we come, I proclaim the fast to abstain from food, that we humble ourselves before our Elohim. These go hand in hand. You can't just fast. You can just fast. But when it comes to us fasting according to the Most High, we need to humble ourselves, depress our being, man, before the Most High. Go ahead.
To seek from him the right way for us and our little ones and all our possessions. For I was ashamed to ask of the sovereign a group of soldiers and horsemen to help us against the enemy on the way, because we had spoken to sovereign, saying, the hand of our Elohim is upon all those for good who seek him.
Right.
But his power and his wrath are against all those who forsake him. So we fasted and prayed to our Elohim for this, and he answered our prayer.
All praises to the Most High, because prayer is good with fasting. So we fasted and prayed to our Elohim for this, and he answered our prayers, man. All praises. Just like that song said. It said, I put on sackcloth, I humble my being with fasting and prayer, that my prayers would come back on my own bosom, right? Fast and pray that your prayers will come back. The Most High hear them prayers on high. It's a covering. Okay, you got it. Go ahead.
All right. You just tell me when to stop, all right, Doc?
Okay, hold on. Give me a second to get there then in the book then. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Okay, you can go ahead, Doc.
All right. Why sleepest thou, O my soul, and bless not the Most High, and bless not the Most High. Sing a new song unto Elohim, who is worthy to be praised. Sing and be wakeful against his awakening. For good is a psalm sung unto Elohim from a glad heart.
Right.
The righteous remember the Most High at all times.
How much do the righteous remember the Most High?
At all times.
Right.
With thanksgiving and declaration of righteousness of the Most High's judgment. The righteous despise not the chastening of the Most High.
Right.
His will is always before the Most High.
And we're gonna deal with that chastise. All of it come together in one set. We're gonna deal with that discipline of the Most High and Jacob's trouble. Go ahead, I gotta put my ad out always.
Okay. The righteous stumbleth and holdeth the Most High righteous.
Wait, read that one more time out.
The righteous stumbleth and hold the Most High righteous.
So the righteous might fall and slip. It said a righteous man falls 7 times, right? But every time we fall, we know the Most High is righteous and does right ruling, right? So we fall, we still hold the Most High righteous. That's us.
Right.
We
So that's just like earlier when we read that the Most High will not, will not leave him unpunished, right?
Right.
And then when he fall, he gonna be like, man, all praise to the Most High. I know this because of my doing. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
All praises.
All right. He falleth and looketh out for what Elohim will do to him.
That was
See
you
that?
jumping ahead. That was you jumping ahead.
I didn't even try to jump ahead.
I know. That's that spirit. That's the spirit. I praise Yah. Praise Yah. Because he said what you just said, and he will not leave him unpunished. So he felt looking like, ooh, what the Most High about to do to me, right?
Praise. He seeketh out whence his deliverance will come. The steadfastness of the righteous is from Elohim, their deliverer.
Right.
Their logic, not in the house of the righteous, sin upon sin.
And again, we're gonna deal with that discipline of the Most High in Jacob's trouble, because again, there does not lodge in the house of the righteous sin on sin. So once you fall and look out for what the Most High gonna do to you, you shouldn't accomplish that sin again. You have already been chastised for that sin. This didn't happen again. We ain't putting sin on sin out here. Go ahead, Al.
Right. The righteous continually searches his house.
That means examine yourself continuously, right? Look within, search your house, make sure you walking according to his way, right?
To remove early all iniquity done by him in error.
Done by him in what?
Error.
And purposely done this iniquity.
Error. Didn't know it.
Right.
He's searching himself to make sure he ain't got no sin against the Most High. Praises. He making atonement for sins of ignorance by fasting.
By what?
By fasting and afflicting his soul.
Oh, hold on. It say by fasting and afflict. These are two different things now. Fasting and afflicting your being is two different things, as we see. He makes atonement for his sins of ignorance by fasting. That's one thing. And by afflicting his soul, right? So yeah, we're gonna have to deal with this Leviticus on this. When it say afflict your being, and then you just say, oh, we gotta fast for the day. These are two different things. To fast and afflict your soul, right?
That's two things right there.
Say live for me one time, man. You know, one time.
Sure.
Praise God. So again, we see it's a difference between fasting and afflicting your being or afflicting your soul, right?
Right.
Don't finish that 10, my bad. All praises.
And the Most High counteth guiltless every pious man and his house.
All praises. That's an including, right? And his house. That's why we need to make sure we the head of our household. It say if you're a pious man out here, the Most High count you guiltless and your house, right? Okay. So again, we did see is the difference between the fasting and afflicting your being. So let's jump to that Leviticus 23. We're gonna start them at 26.
Everything starts with submission under the Father, man.
Let's get some of that Torah in.
Okay. 26 and 27. And Yahuwah spoke to Moshe, saying, on the 10th day of the 7th new moon is Yom Kippur. It shall be a set apart gathering for you.
What is it?
A set apart gathering for
so
you.
That means we need to come together just like we come together on this Shabbat, right? A set apart gathering, a holy convocation, right?
And you shall afflict your being.
Hold on. It said you shall do what?
Afflict your being.
We just seen it's a difference between fasting and afflicting your being. Did it say fasting or what?
He shall, and you shall afflict your being and shall bring an offering made by fire to Yahuwah.
Wow, an offering made by fire to the Most High Yah. That sounds like I should cook right there. So I know people sometimes they be like, yeah, on the Day of Atonement, you fast for that day. It said that you afflict your being and you bring an offering made by fire. How can I cook? And so if I'm cooking, why am I fasting? That's what I really, was saying. But go ahead, hold that one time, Mark. Let's hit that Jubilees 34 and 19.
Okay.
Get back to that.
Yo, so when they say afflict your being, what that mean? Like basically, like just feel bad or wonder, like think upon your sins and stuff like that.
We're gonna get that right now.
Yeah, we about to get
okay.
that out. We're gonna get all that and understand the difference between afflict your being and fasting.
Okay, 34 and 19. And this day has been ordained that they should grieve thereon.
Hey, hold on, because we're still talking about the Day of Atonement. I just want y'all to understand this is still talking about the Day of Atonement. Go ahead, Art.
You want to go up that way we can see?
Well, you can.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit 18 first.
Okay.
All right. For this reason, it is ordained for the children of Israel that they should afflict themselves on the 10th of the 7th month, on the day that the news which made him weep for Joseph came to Yaakov.
And let me hold you one time right there, because it said on the 10th of the 7th month. That's how we know it's the Day of Atonement. We just read that on the 10th day of the new moon, Yom HaKippur. So it tells you right here the same thing on the 10th of the 7th month. Go ahead, Art.
Okay. Joseph came to Yaakov, his father, that they should make an atonement for themselves thereon with a young goat on the 10th of the 7th month, once a year, for their sins, for they had grieved the affliction of their father regarding Joseph, his son. And this day has been ordained that they should grieve thereon for their sins and for all their transgressions and for all their errors, so that they might cleanse themselves on that day once a year.
All praises. That's that Day of Atonement. It said that you should grieve for the sins that you committed in that year, right? And for all your transgressions and for all your errors, that you might cleanse yourself on that day once a year. I ain't reading nothing about fasting. We just seen there's a difference between fasting and afflicting your soul. And now we seeing what afflicting your soul is meaning. Grieve for your sins. Man, I can't believe I did that, right?
Right.
For all your transgressions and for all your errors, right? Because it said what we read earlier, it said for their sins and what? Error. Not on
error, right.
For the errors, right? That you might cleanse yourself on this day. That's that Day of Atonement. Get back to that Leviticus, please, in 28 and 32.
So now we got that definition of afflicting your soul, basically, right?
Oh yeah, we still gonna get the definition of afflict next, for sure.
Okay.
And you do no work on that same day, for it is Yom Kippur, to make atonement for you before Yahuwah, your Elohim.
To make atonement for you. The precious make atonement for you. Go ahead out that 32.
32?
Yes, sir.
All right, what day is that this year?
We'll have to see.
We have to look up that.
Yeah, let's just
it is 32. It is a Sabbath of rest to you, and you shall afflict your beings.
Shall do what?
Afflict your beings.
And again, in that Songs of Solomon, we seen this is different, but he said in that Songs of Solomon, fasting and afflicting your beings. It's a difference, right?
Right. On the 9th day of the new moon at evening, from evening to evening, you observe your Sabbath.
And it didn't say on that day, right? It said it was real specific about evening to evening, but that's a conversation for another day, right?
It was specific because he talked about from evening to evening, you observe your Sabbath. He ain't said that about nothing else but this one Sabbath of rest right here. So he ain't talking about all.
I don't want to get you started.
All right.
My bad.
You know I was gonna go there. You even brought the scripture out. You know what I'm saying? All right.
Okay. Hey, get that definition of afflict out. All you gotta do is go back to that same 60:31. It's the same definition. All right. Humble and afflict means the same thing. It means the same thing. And we just
here it is.
You go look up in the Strong's, get that definition of humble 60:31.
You do that.
And you go in the Strong's and you look up
You can't
afflict.
open there.
Matter of fact, look at it down at the bottom in King James
Yeah,
translation. Afflict.
Humble.
These words are the same thing. To afflict your being and to humble your being is the same thing, literally. So the Most High telling you on this Day of Atonement, humble your being, afflict your being, humble your being on this day. And we seen what that was in that Jubilees. Now we was just pointing out the difference, man. All praises. And you can also go to that 82:17 and see the same definition for humble. To still depressed, literally or figuratively. So basically, afflicting one's being means to humble your being, right?
Right.
Psalms 119.
Let me back. I'm gonna get back. I'm gonna get pee real quick.
What?
So do that mean most people be fasting wrong when they be like doing like the fruit fast and water fast and stuff like that? Like, are they doing it wrong?
Hey, throughout
it depends on what they're doing it for. What are they fasting for? What is they, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
What are they doing that for? They probably doing it for their health reasons. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
More than doing it for the Most High. All right. Psalm 119 and 57. You are my portion, O Yahuwah. I have promised to guard your words. I have sought your face with all my heart. Show me favor according to your word.
66.
You have done good to your servant, O Yahuwah, according to your word. Teach me good sense and knowledge, for I have trusted in your commands.
Right.
Before I was afflicted, I myself was going astray. But now I have guarded your word.
Right. So before the Most High humbled everybody in this assembly, right? We was all going astray before we was humbled or afflicted, and what the scriptures say, right?
Sometimes,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? We still got brothers running other ways. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, but for the most part, brothers coming into the truth, they was afflicted first before they came into this truth. Right?
All right, 71. It was good for me that I was afflicted, that I might learn your law. Like I said, it was good for me that I was afflicted, that I might learn your law.
Right.
Afflicted by the Most High. You didn't know you was afflicted by the Most High, but when you found out what you did wrong, you're like, oh yeah, that was the Most High. Now I gotta learn what he want me to do.
And you turned around and said it was good that he did that to me. All praises. Straight up.
The Torah of your mouth is better to me than thousands of gold and silver pieces. Your hands have made me and formed me. Make me understand that I might learn your commands. Those who fear you see me and rejoice, for I have waited for your word. I know, O Yahuwah, that your right rulings are righteous, and in trustworthiness you have afflicted me.
Right.
Please let your loving commitment be for my comfort, according to your word, to your servant.
Right.
Like
I
it-
get back on that 75 too. It say, and in
Mhm.
your trustworthiness, you have you afflicted me. In his trustworthiness, he afflicted us, right? And I just
Mhm.
want to pull out that definition of trustworthiness. It says ability to be relied on as honest and truthful, right? We rely upon the Most High. And as we relied upon his trustworthiness, you have afflicted me, we relied upon that. And it was good that he did it, like the scripture said.
76. Please let your loving commitment be for my comfort, according to your word, to your servant. Let your compassion come to me, that I might live, for your Torah is my delight.
Oh, praises. Oh, praises. Right on. All right, let's go hit that Judges, man. This Judges for you. I put some reading in there for you.
You know
I'm
I
gonna
like to
read that
read.
though. I'm gonna read that though, because I ain't
You
got
gonna
it.
read it?
Yeah, I'm just, it's underlined what I'm supposed to read, so I ain't really
Oh,
necessarily
okay.
not what you're supposed to read.
I got you. So you didn't put the discussion together, right? You just,
Like I said, most of the discussions be for understanding. Most High bless me with some understanding. I'm like, man, let me share this with the assembly.
Shut up, Jimmy. Shut up.
Uh-oh. Sound like somebody about to get some discipline.
Yeah, somebody gets this back there.
Somebody about to get afflicted. Somebody about to get afflicted out.
Nah, she all right, my bad. I was on mute. She good.
he watering it down now. He didn't know we was listening. Oh, I didn't say that. We know you ain't that humble, Art. Putting it on the front.
Nah. You know. She
I was
ain't
just
good.
messing with you.
All right,
Judges 19.
we're gonna read 1 through 3, then we're gonna jump down to 9 through 10. I'm gonna hit this, all right?
All right.
It came to be in those days when there was no sovereign in Israel, that there was a certain Levite sojourning on the further side of the mountains of Ephraim. And he took for himself a concubine from Bethlehem in Yehudah. And his concubine committed whoring against him and went away from him to her father's house at Bethlehem in Yehudah, and was there for 4 new moons of days.
Hey,
Her
it's
husband,
supposed to be on the screen.
You don't see it?
I don't know, maybe my computer running slow or something. I don't see nothing, but
Y'all see my screen?
I see it.
I see.
Yeah, see it.
Oh, how you got the view set up on his side?
Y'all probably mess with your settings, Doc, or scroll to the side.
all right.
Like,
You can go ahead. I'll find out.
Or just turn to your book, Judges.
Verse 3. And her husband arose and went after her to speak to her heart, right? To speak to her heart and to bring her back, having his servant and a couple of donkeys with him. And she brought him into her father's house. And the father of the young woman saw him, and he was glad to meet him, right? Father probably like, yeah, you need to hurry up and get her out of my house. Verse 9, let's go.
Verse 9.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. And the man arose to go, he and his concubine and his servant. But his father-in-law, the young woman's father, said to him, see, the day is now drawn toward evening. Please spend the night. See, the day is coming to an end. Stay here and let your heart be glad. And you shall rise early tomorrow for your journey, and you shall go to your tent. But the man would not stay that night. And he arose and left and came to a place opposite Jebus. That is Jerusalem. He went to Jerusalem. And with him were 2 saddled donkeys and his concubine with him. That jumped to that 14 out.
Okay.
And they passed over and went their way. And the sun went down on them near Gilbert, which belongs to Benjamin. And they turned off there to go and spend the night in Gilbert. So he went in and he sat down in an open square of the city, for no one would take him, for no one would take them into his house to spend the night. But see,
just learning something on the way to learning something. You see how, like, every time the sun went down, they stopped doing what they was doing?
You talking about the Most High stopped that evening? The Most High stopped working that evening out?
Stop that evening. So they.
That's why we shouldn't have brung up evening in the evening. I know what you're saying. Like, all praises, like you say.
All praises. All right, go ahead.
But see, an old man came from his work in the field at evening, who was also.
That ain't the next day, is it?
At evening.
Okay.
Who also was from the mountains of Ephraim. And he was sojourning in Gilbert, whereas the men of the place of the Benjamites. Jump down 21 out. And he brought him into his house and gave fodder to the donkeys. And they washed their feet and ate and drank. And they were making their hearts glad. So it say they was eating and drinking and they making their hearts glad.
Right.
Yeah. Men of the city, sons of Belial, surrounded the house, beating on the door. And they spoke to the master of the house, the old man, saying, bring out the man who came to your house so that we know him. These are Benjamites saying this, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the master of the house, went out to them and said to them, no, my brothers, I beg you, do no evil. Since this man has come into my house, do not do this folly. Jump down 25 out. But the men would not listen to him. So the man took hold of his concubine and brought her to them, right? Because they said, we want to know you. But he's like, man, we ain't getting down. So he took that concubine who whored on him. He was like, right?
Take her, right.
Take her. And they knew her and rolled themselves on her all night until the morning. These are Benjamites doing this.
Man, that's some evil stuff.
Man.
They running trains on her, basically.
Exactly. And let her go when the day began to break. Oh, my goodness. I ain't want to start Akub. Okay. And as morning appeared, the woman came back and fell down at the door of the man's house where her master was till it was light. Jump down 28 through 30. 28. And he said to her, rise up, let us go. But there was no answer. Then he took her on the donkey, and the man rose and went to his place and came into his house and took a knife, then took hold of his concubine and cut her limb by limb in 12 pieces.
Wow.
And sent her throughout all the borders of Israel. And it came to be that all who saw it said, there has never been, and there has not been seen the like of this from the day the children of Israel came up from the land of Mizraim until this day. Set your heart on it. Take counsel and speak up. So we just
they was doing like Sodom and Gomorrah, basically.
That's exactly what they was doing.
Out. Yeah, man.
And these Benjamites doing this, right?
Right.
And that's just background story before we get to it. We still got some reading to do. Let's get
Yeah,
that.
he said,
Go ahead. Go ahead, y'all man.
yeah, he said the same thing Lot said. You know, hey man, do no evil, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what
Right.
Lot said.
Because we know that's evil and folly and wickedness. Huh?
Yeah. Lot said the same. He said, man, take my daughter, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And
And we
leave
see
these
that-
righteous men alone.
Right. And we see that they still had a square, just like in Sodom and Gomorrah, they had a square in the middle of town with a bed laid. You know what I'm saying? Where they doing all that wickedness. You feel me? So, yeah. Okay. I'm gonna start this at 2.
Wait a minute.
20, I'm gonna start it at 2. Because it say, that last verse say, take counsel and speak up. Because they like, man, we ain't seen nothing like this before. This dude that cut out 12 pieces and sent it to basically 12 tribes, right?
Right.
20 and 2. And the leaders of all the people, all the tribes of Israel presented themselves in the assembly of the people of Elohim, 400,000 foot soldiers who drew the sword. And the children of Benjamin heard that the children of Israel had gone up to Mizpah. And the children of Israel said, speak up. How did this evil come about? And the man, the Levite, right? Because this was Levite man that cut that woman up. And the man, the Levite, husband of the woman who was murdered, answered and said, my concubine and I went into Gibeah, which belongs to Benjamin, to spend the night. The masters of Gibeah rose against me and surrounded the house at night because of me, not because of the woman, because they wanted that man.
Right.
They thought to kill me, but instead they humbled my concubine, and she died. Then I took my concubine and cut her in pieces and sent her throughout all the land of the inheritance of Israel, because they committed wickedness and folly in Israel, right? Because this man is passing through. This is a Levite. A Levite supposed to join what he want to. He is a Levite man. So anytime you come to a city, you're supposed to take upon the Levite man, and he be like, hey man, come here, you good over here, right?
Right, he ain't got no inheritance.
And he said it's
he got no inheritance.
He ain't even say it's wickedness and folly and Benjamin. He said in Israel. That's why he cut it up in 12 and sent it through all 12 parts, right? Look, you are all the children of Israel. Speak and give your counsel here. And all the people rose as one man, saying, let not one of us go into his tent, nor any one of us turn back to his house. Hit that 11 out. And all the men of Israel were gathered against the city, knit together as one man. So they're going to war against Benjamin, right?
Right.
And the tribes of Israel sent men through all the tribes of Benjamin, saying, what is this evil that has come about among you? Right? And now give us the men, the sons of Belial, who are in Gibeah, so that we put them to death and put away evil from Israel. But the children of Benjamin would not listen to the voice of their brothers, the children of Israel. They said, we ain't giving you them wicked man who did that.
Right.
So the children
that's our brother.
Right, that's our brother. That's a Benjamin. We ain't doing that.
Right.
So the children of Benjamin gathered together from their cities of Gibeah to go to battle against the children of Israel. It's like Benjamin
brother
against their own brother. They going to battle about wickedness committed. Come on.
Right. That's even more wicked.
Right.
They should know the Most High by now, but nah.
Right. And again, we just put story time to this. You feel me? We're gonna get back. We're gonna get to the subject at hand. Be patient. So the children of Benjamin gathered together from the cities of Gibeah to go to the battle against the children of Israel. And from their cities, at that time, the children of Benjamin registered 26,000 men who drew the sword, besides the inhabitants of Gibeah, who registered 700 chosen men.
So they was deep.
Yeah, as a tribe, right?
Mm-hmm.
Among all this people, there were 700 chosen men who were left-handed. Right? It's pointing this out. Because even when they say that they was left-handed, it make you deal with big discussion. The right hand of the Most High.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's pointing out that they was left-handed.
They
right?
was left-handed.
Okay. What was that? Okay, 16.
Oh.
16 again. Among all this people, there were 700 chosen men who were left-handed. Each one could sling a stone at a hair's breadth and not miss. Ooh, they cold.
Mm.
Said you thought David could sling a stone. 18, and the children of Israel rose and went to Bethel to ask of Elohim. And they said, who of us go up first to battle against the children of Benjamin? And Yahuwah said, Yahudah first. 21. And the children of Benjamin came out of Gilgal on that day, cut down to the ground 22,000 men of Israel. 23. And the children of Israel went up and wept. So that first they went to the Most High and they asked, and now they're going back to the Most High weeping.
Right.
And the children of Israel went up and wept before Yah until evening and asked of Yahuwah, saying, should I again draw near for battle against the children of my brother Benjamin? And Yahuwah said, go up against them. Like the Most High just like, go, right?
Go ahead, yeah.
I'll read through. And the children of Israel drew near the children of Benjamin the second day. And Benjamin went out against them from Gilgal on the second day and cut down to the ground 18,000 more children of Israel. All these drew the sword. And the children of Israel, even all the people, right? Not just the soldiers, even all the people went up and came to Bethel and wept and sat there before Yah and fasted that day until evening, right? They like, oh my goodness. Because again, they came to the Most High, said, what should we do? Next, they came up and wept before the Most High, right? And now they came up weeping with fasting, right? Because fasting, prayer is good with fasting, right? So again, they sat there before Yah and fasted that day until evening. And they offered ascending offerings and peace offerings before Yahuwah.
Hold on, they kicked me out.
Oh, okay.
Okay, y'all see the screen again now?
Yes, sir.
All right. What was you at? 25 or 26?
I'll read 26 again because we seeing the difference. Like in 21, when they came to the Most High, just all calm, like, man, what we need to do, Most High? Most High
Right.
said, no. Then they came to Most High weeping, like, oh man, they killed 22,000. What we need to do? He said, go out. Now they come to the Most High weeping, and they fasting until evening, and they bringing the ascending offerings, right? So it's 26. And all the children of Israel, even all the people, went up and came to Bethel and wept and sat there before Yah and fasted that day until evening. And they offered ascending offerings and peace offerings to Yahuwah. And the children of Israel asked of Yah. The Ark of the Covenant of Elohim was there in those days. So they even had the Ark and was still getting sliced up, right?
Right.
And Phinehas, son of Eleazar. We read that about Ezra's lineage earlier, right? He came from Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, son of Aaron, stood before it in those days, saying, should I yet again go out to battle against the children of my brother Benjamin, or should I cease? Right now, we're coming in a humble heart, asking the Most High.
Right.
Should I come and fight my brother again? They done slayed us twice, or should we cease? And Yahuwah said, go up, for tomorrow I give them to your hands. Right? So the Most High making a declaration right there. At first, the Most High said, go. That
Yeah,
wasn't
go
what John
ahead.
was
That's
saying.
what you want to do. Go ahead.
He was just saying, go against them. Go against them. That's exactly his words. Go against them. Now he's saying, go up, for tomorrow I give them into your hands. Right? Jump down 35. Let's finish them out. And Yahuwah and Yah, not Yisrael, and Yah smote Benjamin before Yisrael. And the children of Israel destroyed 25,100 men on that day in Benjamin, all that drew the sword. So we see once they fasted and prayed to the Most High and offered their offerings, the Most High say, go up, for tomorrow I give them to your hands, right?
Right. Because everything else didn't work.
Everything else, it didn't work. Prayer is good with fasting. Go ahead.
Right. And we're gonna need that same prayer and fasting in these last days because of what's coming up on this earth. Like I said, you and your children turn. We're gonna need to fast and pray, just like they had to do. Or we won't get delivered. If we just be like, man, it's in the Most High hand. We still gotta put forth that works. Faith without works is what?
Dead.
Dead.
And then just like you saying, Knock, in these last days, because what we're reading right now, this was a first proclaimed fast amongst Israel. Before this, we ain't never seen no time that they fasted. This was the first proclaimed fast in Israel. And what happened? The Most High gave, through much prayer and fasting, the Most High gave up. He was like, man, I'm going to cut them down for y'all. I got this through y'all fasting and prayers, right? Okay. Hit that Daniel out. It's back to me.
Hey, yeah.
Go ahead, Doc.
So basically, what I'm seeing is like, okay, they had a righteous reason to go against the children, like the Benjamites. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But the thing is, they was kind of going on their own, their own merit.
Like,
you know what I'm saying?
we gonna get them. We gonna get them.
Exactly.
We gonna get them.
And every time they thought that they was gonna get them, the Most High said, man, send the strongest first. Who is the strongest out the tribe? Yahudah. It said, send Yahudah first. And they got slayed. And then they went back to the Most High and wept. And then the Most High said, go against them, right? And then they came back with that fasting and praying and supplications. And the Most High said, go up, for tomorrow I, the Most High, give them into your hands. And that's why that verse 35 said, and Yahuwah smote Benjamin. Not Israel, Yahuwah smote Benjamin. Right?
I get, and he's like, I said, he brought it up to present time, yeah, these other nations could slay us, like the police and all that, and we might not be wrong, as a people to go against them, but hey, we gotta seek the Most High first, right? We can't just
look how the people going against them. They saying they going against just how Israel did. Let's go march and let's do according to what we do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They don't go to the Most High fasting and weeping.
Exactly. Okay, all praise.
And that's how we was delivered out of Mizraim the first time. The Most High, our prayers was heard on high. You know what I'm saying? Through prayer, it said the cries came up to the Most High. Again, our people in Babylon, and they don't feel like they're in Babylon. They just enjoying themselves out here. Getting their money. And they ain't repenting, and their prayers ain't going up to the Most High.
And that's why our condition as a people ain't turned. We ain't did it as a nation.
Exactly.
We might have individuals out there praying, but we need all of us to turn.
Exactly.
Or a good majority one. Somebody mute. All right. Daniel 9:1?
Yes, sir.
1 through 4. In the first year of Darius, the son of Asherah of the seed of the Medes, who was set up as sovereign over the reign of the Chaldeans in the first year of his reign.
Right, that's Darius the sovereign, right? Of the Persians.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm. In the first year of his reign, I, Daniel, observed from the scriptures the number of the years, according to the word of Yahuwah given to Jeremiah the prophet for the completion of the waste of Jerusalem would be 70 years.
And that prophecy really came true because Daniel obviously ain't lived them last 2 years because it was 72 years. You know, I guess Jeremiah was just, you know, when they tell you in math back in the day when we was young, they say estimate. If it's over 5, you say 80. If it's 5 and below, it's just 70s, right? So
Right.
70 years. It was 72 years. I guess Daniel ain't see them last 2 years. But go ahead.
So I set my face towards Yahuwah, the Elohim, to seek by prayer and supplication with fasting and sackcloth and ash.
That's how Daniel came to the Most High, right? Because we just seen in Judges once they came with fasting and they supplication was giving their ascending offerings, right? Daniel's supplications in that, if we pull out that H2604, it say to entreat, ask earnestly or anxiously to do something, right? A humble request. A supplication is a humble request.
Okay. And I prayed to Yahuwah my Elohim and made confession and said, O Yahuwah, great and awesome guarding the covenant and the loving committed to those who love him and to those who guard his commandments, his commands. Jump down that.
Yes, sir. 11.
9 through 11.
Yes, sir.
To Yahuwah our Elohim are the compassions and forgivenesses, for we have rebelled against him.
Mm-hmm.
And we have not obeyed the voice of Yahuwah our Elohim to walk in this Torah, which he set before us through his servants, the prophets.
Mm-hmm.
And all Israel have transgressed your Torah and turned aside, so as not to obey your voice. So the curse and the oath written in the Torah of Moshe, the servant of Elohim, have been poured out on us, for we have sinned against him.
Right. It say all Israel transgressed your Torah, right? So that's why when he cut up that concubine, it was the Benjamites who did it, but he cut her up in 12 and sinned throughout all Israel, because he said in Israel is wicked, right? So he said, I came to the city of the Benjamites and this happened, but who knows? I could have went to the city of Naphtali and they probably got a square set up too. You feel me? So all Israel transgressed your Torah.
13. As it is written in the Torah of Moshe, all this evil has come upon us, and we have not entreated the face of Yahuwah our Elohim to turn back from our crookedness and to study your truth.
To do what?
To study your truth.
Man, so that means we can't just read and it's good. He say to study your truth. When you study, that's how you get understanding, right?
Right. Line upon line, line upon line.
Right on.
Hence, Yahuwah has watched over the evil and has brought it upon us. For Yahuwah our Elohim is righteous in all the works which he has done. But we have not obeyed his voice.
18.
O my Elohim, incline your ear and hear. Open your eyes and see our waste and the city which is called by your name, for we do not present our supplications before you because of our righteous deeds, but because of your great compassion.
Right.
O Yahuwah, hear. O Yahuwah, forgive. O Yahuwah, listen and act. Do not delay for your own sake. My Elohim, for your city and your people are called by your name.
Oh, so Jerusalem and like I was speaking of earlier, when we always talking about them names called by the name of the Most High, right?
Mm-hmm. And while I was speaking and praying and confessing my sins and the sin of my people, Israel, and presenting my supplication before Yahuwah my Elohim for the set apart mountain of my Elohim.
Mhm.
While I was still speaking in prayer, the man Gabriel, whom I seen in the vision at the beginning, came close to me
Mhm.
in swift flight about the time of the evening offering.
Mhm.
And he made me understand
You did what?
and talk with made me understand
Mhm.
and talk with me and said, "O Daniel, I have now come forth to make you wise concerning understanding." Keep going, or
Understanding the vision. Yes, sir. I had that. We didn't even write that. I missed this one. This is that second Esdras. Second Esdras. After we dealing with that Daniel, so consider the words and understand the vision, right? Let's jump to that second Esdras 6, 29 through 34. Because Daniel was praying and asking for understanding. That's what was happening right here. Daniel was praying and asking for understanding. And what he did when he prayed and asked for understanding, he fasted with it, with supplications and sackcloth and ashes, right?
4th Ezra 6,
Yes, sir.
6 and what?
6, my bad. I supposed to give you that one. 6, 29 through 34.
Okay. And when he talked with me, behold, I looked by little and little upon him before whom I stood. And these words said he unto me, I am come to show you the time of the night to come. If you will pray yet more and
If you
fast
do
7 days, if you will pray yet more
right,
and fast 7 days again, I shall tell you greater things by day than I have heard.
and we know
For your
that
voice,
and we know that day is a reference to light, right? Deliverance, that's Yahshua, right? You know what I'm saying? He said you pray and fast, right? You can't just fast. Prayer is good with fasting, like that Toby said, right?
right. Okay. For your voice is heard before El Elyon. For El has seen your righteous dealing.
Mhm.
He has seen also your chastity, which you have had ever since your youth. So he's been afflicted ever since he was young.
Right. And that
And
chastity, but that chastity is talking about practicing from refraining from extramarital or all sexual intercourse. That's what chastity means. He said from your youth, I see you refrained it from that, right?
Mm-hmm. And therefore has he sent me to show you all these things and to say unto you, be of good comfort and fear not, and hasten not with the times that are past, to think vain things, that you may not hasten from the latter times.
Right.
And it came to pass after this
We can stop it
that I
right there.
wept.
We can stop it right
Okay.
there. We just seeing right here that Ezra, just like Daniel came to the Most High asking with prayer and supplication to get understanding, Ezra is doing the same thing. And the Most High said, go, fast 7 days again. I'm gonna tell you greater things by day, right? Say by night, by day. You know what I'm saying? Then we've been, back to Big Aqua. I know he want to get on that evening by day. I ain't tell you none of your dreams at night with people, what that Ecclesiastes tell you. You say by day, right?
By day. ain't no darkness in the Most High.
Right.
Okay. Mark,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mark 2, 1 through 2. Hey, this is my last say loud today. All praises.
Praises.
Mark 2.
Okay, Mark chapter 2,
Yes,
and
sir.
verse 1. And some days later, he again entered into Capernaum, and it was heard that he was in the house.
We talking about
And
my
so
spirit
many,
right now. He, right?
right? Yeah, yeah. And so many gathered together that there was no more room, not even at the door.
Hmm.
And he spoke the word to them.
Jump down to that 14 out. And he he spoke the word to them, right?
Right.
What he was giving them. They was gathered that nobody could fit in there. What he was doing, speaking the word.
And passing by, he saw Levi, the son of Alpi, sitting at the tax office, and said to him, "Follow me." And having risen, he followed him. And it came to be, as he sat at the table at his house, that many tax collectors and sinners also sat with Yahushua and his taught ones, for there were many, and they followed him.
So they was deep. It was deep, full of tax collectors, sinners, and his taught one. That was a deep table.
Right. And when the scribes and Pharisees saw him eating with the tax collectors and sinners, they said to his taught ones, "Why does he eat and drink with the tax collectors and sinners?"
Mm-hmm.
And hearing this, Yahushua said to them, "Those who are strong have no need of a physician,
Mhm.
but those who are sick. I did not come to call the righteous to repentance, but sinners."
Right.
And the taught ones of Yehochanan, John, and of the Pharisees were fast.
Oh, so they fasting at a Pacific time. It said that the Pharisees and the taught ones of Yachanan was fasting. This had to be a specific time then, right?
Mm-hmm. And they came and said to him, "Why do the taught ones of Yehochanan and the Pharisees fast, but your taught ones do not fast?"
Man, hold this right there. All right, let's get that Matthew 6, 16 through 18.
Okay. I said, "Why ain't they fasting?"
Well, yeah, why they ain't fasting? This is obviously a Pacific time where the taught ones of John fasting and the Pharisees.
Right. And when you fast, Matthew 6 and 16, and when you fast, do not be sad-faced like the hypocrites,
Mm-hmm.
for they disfigure their faces so that they appear to be fasting to men.
To who?
To men.
It was obviously at that time they knew that they was fasting with disfigured.
Right. Truly, I say to you, they have their reward.
All the way through 18.
They have their reward.
Mhm.
But you, when you fast, anoint your head and wash your face, so that you do not appear to men to be fasting,
Mhm.
but to your Father who is in the secret place, and your Father who sees in secret shall reward you openly.
So I fast to be kept quiet. Even if I be like, man, hey man, we should hit up. You might not know when I'm fasting. You feel me? It was obviously known that the Pharisees and the taught ones of Yochanan was fasting at that point in time. Most High say when you fast, the Most High in the secret place, let the Most High know you fasting for Him, not according.
Right. Okay. Mark 2, 18 and 18 to 20.
Okay.
And the taught ones of Yehochanan and of the Pharisees were fasting. So evidently, you can tell that they was fasting,
Right?
like you just pointing out. And they came and said to him, "Why do the taught ones of Yehochanan and the Pharisees fast, but your taught ones do not fast?" How you know they fasting anyway?
Exactly.
And Yahushua said to them, "Are the friends of the bridegroom able to fast while the bridegroom is with them?
That's a question.
As long as they have the bridegroom with them, they are not able to fast."
Right. Finish this up, huh?
Okay, but the days shall come when the bridegroom shall be taken away from them, and then they shall fast in those days.
Exactly. So that's why we seen earlier when we read about the prophet Daniel and Ezra, they prayed and fasted for understanding. But Mashiach, who possesses all understanding, was in their midst, right? So what they need to fast for when they got Mashiach in their midst, who possess all understanding, right?
Right, right.
Daniel and Ezra, they start praying with supplications and ask for understanding. These disciples had Christ in their midst, so they don't need to fast because he's right there. All understanding is before you, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So he's still spiritually in our midst. But as far as physically how they had him, man, he's spiritually in our midst. So we still need to pray for fasting, and when we want understanding, right?
Right,
And
right.
be revealed to us. Go ahead, that Jonah 3.
And the word of Yahuwah came to Jonah the second time, saying, Arise, go to Nineveh, the great city, and proclaim to it the message that I am speaking to you.
Right.
And Jonah arose and went to Nineveh, according to the word of Yahuwah. Now Nineveh was a great city before Elohim, of 3 days' journey.
3 days.
And Jonah began to go into the city on the first day's walk. And he cried out and said, Yet 40 days, and Nineveh shall be overthrown.
Right, and we know this is a Gentile. This is a Gentile city that Jonah didn't want to go, because early when you read verse 1, it said the word of God came to Jonah the second time. That means I'll let you again, because the first time you wasn't listening, right?
Wouldn't listen. And the men of Nineveh believed in Elohim. And proclaimed a fast and put on sackcloth, from the greatest to the least of them.
From the kings to the peasants, put on sackcloth. It said because this Gentile city believed in Elohim, right? So what does the Gentile city even know about a fast, right? They just believe in Elohim. They know that, man, that's our stand from this food, man, try to get some deliverance, right?
And the word reached the sovereign of Nineveh. So he arose from his throne and took off his robe and covered himself with sackcloth and satin ashes. And he proclaimed and said throughout Nineveh, by decree of the sovereign and his nobles, no man or beast, herd or flock, shall taste whatever. Let them not eat. Let them not even drink water. But let man and beast be covered with sackcloth and call mightily to Elohim.
Do what?
Call mightily to Elohim.
Man, in a mightily way. This ain't Israel. We talking about Nineveh. Calling mightily to the Most High Yah. Repenting and they fast. This is a different way when they fast. And we see the prophets, they fasted to get understanding. Now we seeing that they fasting to get deliverance. They repent, but they fast. Right?
Right. And let each one turn from his evil way and from the violence that is in his hands. Who knows whether Elohim does turn and relent and shall turn away from the heat of his displeasure, so that we do not perish. And Elohim saw their works, that they turned from their evil way. And Elohim relented from the evil which he has said, which he has said he would do to them, and he did not do it.
Oh, so at this time they fasted in a repentant heart. You feel me? And the Most High said, I seen your fasting. I seen that you turned back. You feel me? I see your works. That's a part of your works when you put on that fast,
Right. And so he did all right by him. Joel chapter 1,
Yes, sir. Joel chapter 1. We're about to finish.
14 and 15.
Mhm.
Set apart a fast, call an assembly, gather the elders, all the inhabitants of the land,
Mhm.
into the house of Yahuwah your Elohim, and cry out to Yahuwah.
Do what to the Most High?
Cry out to Yahuwah.
Mhm.
Alas, for the day of Yahuwah is near,
Right.
and it comes as destruction from the Almighty.
So that's what we need to do right now. Cry out to the Most High, right? Set apart a fast, right? And that's us fasting and repentance. Now we switching over from fasting from getting understanding, from fasting and repenting mode. Like, oh man, we have transgressed. Forgive us, right? Because we know that the day of Yah is at hand. And it ain't no day of pleasantries, it's a day of destruction.
Right? Their darkness,
Right?
their gloom. Joel chapter 2, verse 10. The earth shall tremble before them.
It's the day of
The,
Yah.
the earth shall tremble before them. The heavens shall shake. Sun and moon shall be darkened, and the stars will draw their brightness. And Yahuwah shall give forth his voice before his army, and for his camp is very great.
Mhm.
For mighty is the doer of his word.
Right.
For mighty is the doer of his word.
The hearer of his word.
The doer of his word.
Right.
For the day of Yahuwah is great and very awesome. And who does bear it? Who can
does
bear that day?
Right. Because even in Isaiah said the day of Yah it's gonna be scarcity of people, like it's gonna be less people on the earth than gold and Ophir.
Yet even now declares Yahuwah, turn to me with all your heart and
How
with
much of your
fasting,
heart?
all your heart, and with fasting, and with weeping, and with mourning.
So this is where the repentant heart. Now we dealing with fasting in a repentant manner. Forgive us, Father Yah, and you might know that you have transgressed. Now you want to turn back in a repentant manner. A righteous man falls 7 times. So even if you fall and stumble, you might need to get up in a fasting mindset. Like, man, I'm fast that the Most High just really hear my prayers on high, because I know I fail, right?
Right.
The day of Yah draws near, and it comes as a day of destruction, right?
Mm-hmm. And tear your heart and not your garments.
Tear your what up?
Tear your heart and not your garments.
And Paul spoke of that plenty of times when he basically telling you to circumcise your heart. When you put on this fast, he say tear your heart, because earlier when they used to tear their garment, they tear their garment and they put on sackcloth. We talked about that earlier, right? They'll tear their garment off, they rich garments, and put on sackcloth. The Most High said, I don't care about you tearing your garment. Tear your heart. Tear your heart, not your garment, and turn back. Turn back means repent and turn back to the Most High, right?
Right. Tear your heart and not your garments, and turn back to Yahuwah your Elohim, for he shows favor and is compassionate, patient, and of great loving commitment.
Great
and
mercy.
He shall relent concerning the evil.
He gonna do what?
He gonna relent concerning the evil.
Especially the evil that we have committed, right? The
Right.
Most, I see that. And he said that I see that you tearing your heart and turning to righteousness. I ain't gonna put that evil that was bestowed that might have would have came. I'm gonna relent on that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hey.
Ecclesiastes.
Yes, right. Okay.
We're almost done. We got started a little late today, but we're almost done.
No, we good. We only got 3 more. I think we're good. 34, 23. Okay. Sirach 34, 23 to 26. When one builds and another pulls down, what profit have they then but labor?
That's for real.
When one prays and another curses, whose voice will Yahuwah hear?
That's a question for y'all. If I'm praying to the Most High in a repentant man and one cursing, who the voice that the Most High gonna hear?
Right. He that washes himself after the touching of a dead body, if he touch it again, wait, what avails his washing?
What avails his washing? Y'all was just talking about dead bodies recently. And it's a cleanliness process. You know what I'm saying? It didn't say that you was an abomination. It just said that you unclean. So if you touch that dead body and then you come back and do the same, it just go back to what we was talking about, adding sin upon sin. What is your cleansing for if you go back and do it again?
So is it with a man that fasts for his sin?
He fast for what?
For his sin.
That's just like them boys in 9 way. They fast for their sins, but they end up doing it again, and the Most High destroyed 9 way. So that go back to that same 25. If you touch a dead body and then you did the cleanliness process to make yourself clean again from your uncleanliness, and then you touch a dead body again, what it profit you? It's the same thing. You say, man, I sinned, and you want to repent for that sin and go fast for that sin, and then turn back and do that same sin. What was the profit of fast? Right?
Right. I'm gonna read that 26 again. So it is with man. So is it with a man that fasts for his sins and goes again and does the same? Who will hear his prayer? Or what does his humbling profit him?
Oh, so fasting again turns back to humbling yourself before the Most High. Afflicted, I'm humbling myself before the Most High. Right? Because I'm saying Most High, hey, I'm going to abstain from food because I know this is a desire that you might give man to fulfill his belly. I'm abstaining from that for your sake, right?
Right.
And then you go
the script right there.
Right.
That's just like a dog returning to his vomit. You know what I'm saying? Well, what's the use of repenting and saying I'm sorry to the Most High, and you're gonna do the same thing again?
Exactly, God. Exactly.
What profit you got for that?
And that's why we read that Jonah 3, because in 9 where it said the Most High has seen they fasting and forgave them. But we know that they end up doing the same thing. And what happened? Most High destroyed 9 way, right?
Destroyed. Yeah. Destroyed it. You know, sometimes we, cry, I'm sorry, Most High. I knew the Most High did that to me. Then here we go. Do the same thing again.
Man, straight up.
Same thing again.
That's why he tells us to examine ourselves daily, so we make sure we ain't walking in them same paths that we repented about.
Right. Shouldn't have to repent multiple times for the same sin.
Right. And that's what that Hebrews say. He can't go die for you on the cross again. You repent.
Right.
You want to go die for your same sin that you just committed. Nah, man.
That's why I say he died for your past sin.
Right.
Not for you to crucify him again.
Straight up, right? Straight up.
So when you do it again, the Most High gets you. Hey, that's on your head, right?
After that, it ain't even chastisement. Not the Most High get you again. Is now you steady doing what you repented for. So now when I get you, it's more or less straight punishment. That's why the scriptures say, please don't punish me in your displeasure. Most High might be mad with you now and punish you on that. When he first chastised you, it's for that love. But you still doing it again, he punishing you in his displeasure. What's the difference?
Right. And what the Messiah say when he healed that dude? Stop sinning for something worse happened to you, right?
Right. Straight up. Okay, family, we almost done. Two more after this. Let's get it.
Zechariah 7, 4 and 5. Then the word of Yahuwah of hosts came to me, saying, speak to all the people of the land, and to the priests, saying, when you fasted and lamented in the 5th and 7th months, all these 70 years, did you truly fast for me For me,
And that's what we
that's
really
a
want to get.
question.
And yeah, that's what we really want to deal with. When you truly fasting, right? Because fasting means to abstain from food. Are you really doing it for the Most High? Are you really humbling yourself? Are you really afflicting your being when you fast? It say fast and afflict your being. And then you put them prayers up because prayer is good with fasting. He said, are you doing it for
Right.
me? Right?
Mm.
Not a proclaim fast that, hey man, it's a day of atonement. We supposed to fast today. No, not that. Because now you're just doing it because the assembly doing it. Are you fasting for me is what the Most High asked me. Go ahead, Doc, I'm with you.
Okay. I finished 5, yeah.
9.
All right. 9. Thus says Yahuwah of hosts, execute right ruling, show loving commitment and compassion, everyone to his brother.
Right. It say execute true right ruling, true judgment, right? Not just that judgment that come from your own understanding. True right ruling, showing mercy and compassion, everyone to who? His brother.
Right. Do not oppress the widow or the fatherless, the stranger or the poor, and do not plot evil in your hearts against one another.
And we just read that earlier. It said, tear your hearts, not your garments, right? Because that's what you plot.
Right.
You plot goodness or evil in your heart. That's what it say, tear your heart, not your garment. Don't plot no evil in your heart.
Okay. Yes, Yahoo.
Okay, yeah, let's finish him off on that thing. All praises.
58. Number 1. Cry aloud. Do not spare. Lift up your voice like a shofar. Declare to my people their transgressions, and the house of Yaakov their sins.
Right, and the brothers always run to this and use this scripture. But if
Mhm.
you're just telling a brother, oh, this is who you are, it said, and declare to the house of Jacob their sins, right? So most of you should make sure they keep them commandments and expand on that and teach them how to get salvation. Not just start yelling at somebody and saying, hey, it say cry loud, that's why I'm yelling at them. No, brother, no. No.
Right.
Go ahead, right?
Yet they seek me day by day and delight to know my ways. As a nation that did righteousness. They want to know my ways like they did righteousness.
Right.
You know, we wicked.
Right.
We wicked.
Stiff-necked wicked, right?
And did not forsake the right ruling of their Elohim. They asked of me They asked of me rulings of righteousness. They delight in drawing near to Elohim.
Right.
They say,
hold on, and they say they delight in drawing near to Elohim. You see that every day in these Sunday churches, right? You know, my mother-in-law, that's what she say. I was like, you know that it's wicked to go to church on Sunday. She say that's just for my delight, for her to, you know, deal with life, right? They delight in drawing near to Elohim, right? It's fun for them to go to church and meet with they friends and stuff, right?
Put on the best outfits.
Right.
Nice pews. They say, we have fasted and you have not seen. Why have we afflicted our beings and you took no note?
So we saying again, it's fasting. Go ahead, Art.
Now just that they're like, man, we done fasted. You know, you ain't even see us.
Right.
You know, we afflicted our beings, you took no notice of it. You ain't even see us, huh?
You ain't even see us. And again,
it's
because they delight in drawing near to the Most High, but not in righteousness, right?
Not in righteousness.
And again, we seeing a difference between the fast and afflicting your being. They say they fasted, right? And you ain't we afflicted our beings and you took no note. And we see afflicting beings and what? Humbling yourself, humbling your being before the Most High. Fasting is abstaining from food, right? Go ahead.
Most High said, look, in the day of your fasting, you find pleasure and drive on all your labors.
Man, you still do what you want to do, regardless of your fast. You ain't
Still
hungry.
doing what you do. Look, you fast for strife and contention, and to strike with the fist of wrongness.
Right?
See that right there? You fast for strife and contention.
Mhm.
You know, you might have some brothers fasting just so they can get an answer, just to rebuke or rebuttal what somebody else brought out. You know what I mean? Oh, I just
Right.
need to answer this one thing. I don't need to know everything. Just give me this one thing so I can say he wrong. You know what I'm saying?
And you know, the Most High ain't even gonna reveal that. You know, the Most High don't
Mhm.
reveal like that. You feel me? So
I was
even
just gonna say, like, it don't work that way, right? It wouldn't work that way.
Most High, just like even when we seen in Daniel and in Ezra, they fasted for something that they wanted, but the Most High gave them understanding that He wanted to give. Daniel asked for the 7 years, and then he got a whole nother prophet. And we would have kept reading that Daniel, he got a whole nother prophecy about that 70 years, right? And Ezra, well, he fasted for 7 days. What he asked for, he didn't get that. The Most High gave understanding according to what He wanted to give, right? So it, like you said, you fast for strife and contention, just to say, it's just like what we read earlier when we was reading in Matthew. They was like, why ain't your top ones fasting, right? For strife and
Right.
contentions, man. I'm fasting, but you ain't. Nah, it ain't about
Right.
it, right?
Why you worried about them? This your fast, right?
Exactly. Like Marv told you earlier, work out your own salvation.
You work
man.
out your own salvation, man. I can't save you.
Mhm.
You gotta save yourself, man. I can only tell you. I can lead you to the water, but I can't make you drink it, bro.
Right.
Mhm.
You do not fast as you do this day. Most of they don't do that. Don't do them type of fast that you're doing today to make your voice heard on high. Don't
Right.
do that.
But hey, you do not fast as you do this day to make your voice heard on high, because that's what Daniel and Ezra was doing, to make their voice. They was fasting not for repentance, like in then way. They was fasting to get understanding that they can skip the line. I'm about to fast, man. See if my voice can be heard on high. You know, I might can skip the line on this prayer. You know, not necessarily how. You know, I'm just using it parabolistically, right? To have my voice heard on high when I'm fasting, like. I'm asking for this, but again, you know, and the testimony of mine, I was fasting for something, and the Most High gave me understanding on another thing. And that go back to, it's funny bring that up, because I go back to that evening conversation, right? I was fasting for something, and the Most High gave me understanding on evening. And that recently happened too. You know what I'm saying? I told I'm gonna holler at you tomorrow, man. You feel me? But all praises to the Most High, for sure.
All praises. All right. Is it a fast that I have chosen? A day for a man to afflict his being? Is it to bow down his head like a bulrush?
Right.
And to spread out sackcloth and ashes? Is that is that the type of fast? Is that the type of fast he chose for you?
That's what he just asking you, to bow down your head like a bulrush in a marshy pool where the bulrush is, right? Put your head in a marshy pool. That's what I asked. You know, go ahead, I'm with you, out.
Do you call this a fast and an acceptable day to Yahuwah? Is this not the fast that I have chosen?
Okay, now hold on. Let's understand what we're dealing with before we deal with it. Let's understand the fast that the Most High really chose, right? That's why we're dealing with this at the end. This is the Most High that He said, is this not the fast that I chose, right? Let's deal with the fast that the Most High chose out.
He said, is this not the fast that I have chosen to loosen the tight cords of wrongness? To undo the bands of the yoke? To exempt the oppressed? And to break off every yoke?
Right.
Is it not to share your bread with the hungry? And that you bring to your house the poor who are cast out?
Right.
When you see the naked and cover him, and hide and not hide yourselves from your own flesh, then your light will break forth like the morning. Your healings spring forth speedily, and your righteousness shall go before you.
What's gonna go before you?
your righteousness
So y'all
gonna
Mel
go
bring
before.
that up. Y'all Mel bring that up before. He like, man, I go back to Brooklyn, man. It's just like ugliness out here. You feel me? And they see my light. Yo, righteousness shall go before you once you walk in the fast, like the Most High called, right?
Right. Right.
Yeah, they
Then
gonna
your light will
Oh God.
break. Okay. Then your light will break forth like the morning. Your healing spring forth speedily, and your righteousness shall go before you. The
Right.
esteem of Yahuwah will be your rear guard.
Praise Yah. It
Ain't
said
nobody
your
gonna come up
righteousness is
behind.
gonna be your righteousness is gonna be your front bumper, and the esteem of Yahuwah is gonna be your back bumper. Come on, man. Who wouldn't want to be in a car full like that? My righteousness is before me, my front bumper, and my rear guard, my back bumper is the esteem of the Most High Yah. Man, come on.
Okay.
sound like an armored truck, man.
Straight up. That's exactly what it is.
Yo,
And
Hey, y'all Mel trying to speak. I let him run.
okay.
No, I was just saying that was everything in that. What I was just reading. He talked about like you talk about like the arms and all that. You know, when you fast, what was that script? We're talking about arms.
Yes, sir. That Tobit 12 and 8.
Yeah, it hit on everything, yo. So he's saying he's telling you, breaking down what fasting really is, man. But yeah, go ahead, though. It's not just abstaining from food.
Right. Right.
That's what we see. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Because the Most High told you right here. He said, 7. Is it not to share your bread with the hungry? You see a hungry man, feed him. And that
Exactly.
you bring to your house the poor who are cast out. You see a poor man
Right.
cast out, bring him into your house.
And then,
You
and
see
that
the
even
naked-
necessary. And then in our times, it ain't even. It's even talking about bringing him into like this congregation is still like the house of Yah. You feel me? So even if we bring
Right.
him into this truth, it's still bringing him into the house of the Most High. Bring him into your house, right? Because physically, you ain't
Right.
gonna go see a poor man. We ain't speaking spirit physically right here. We still dealing spiritually too. So physically, I ain't about to say, "Poor man, come here, man. Come on, come to my house, sleep for a night." Nah, but if I can bless you with this, that, I might bless you with some clothing. I might bless you with feed your belly, and then for sure I'm about to give you the word and be just like, man,
Man, gotta feed the soul. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Keep on. I'm with you. Yeah, go ahead.
Hey,
You know,
that's
hook 'em
kind of
up.
like that.
Right.
That's kind of like that precept. Like when it said a good word is better than a gift.
yes, sir. That's it. I believe that's in that Hebrews and that Proverbs. Yes, sir.
Or if you see that poor man on the side of the road, you see that poor man on the side of the road all bruised up, take him to the end, like Mashiach when he gave that parable. Who is your neighbor?
Exactly.
You know,
Mhm.
take him to a house. You know, he told him, here, take care of him, and how much ever you need, I pay it when I come back.
Right. And that's your righteousness springing forth. For sure.
Right. Okay. So you see all them things he just told you to do, but let's keep going. I'm on verse 9. Then when you call, Yahuwah would answer. When you cry, he would say, here I am.
Yeah.
If you take away the yoke from your midst, the pointing of the finger, stop pointing at them,
Mm-hmm.
and the speaking of unrighteousness,
Right.
if you extend your being to the hungry and satisfy the afflicted being, then your light shall dawn in the darkness.
Right.
And your darkness be as the noon.
Right. So even your light shall dawn in darkness. Think about how dark and wicked this world is, right? You know what I'm saying? But when you doing these things, the fast that the Most High called, he said your light gonna dawn in darkness. In this dark ass world, they gonna see your light shining, right?
Be a flashlight, man. We're gonna be a beam, man. Straight beacon,
Man,
lighthouse.
and just what I tell brothers, guess what light does? It penetrates darkness, right? So you can be in a dark ass room and turn a flashlight on. What that light gonna do? Penetrate the darkness, man.
Penetrate the darkness. It's gonna reveal some things. It's gonna show you the way.
Right. And then it said in that starting of verse 9, then when you call, Yah would answer. Right? Once you fast that he proclaimed,
Here I am.
here I am. All praises. There it is.
Oh, praises.
11.
That's
My
Then
bad.
Yahuwah.
Okay.
Go ahead, Doc.
Good, I-
Go ahead, Doc.
Nah, yeah. I'm just thinking about the same thing like with Moses, man. When he came off that mountain, they said he was shining. That's what I'm thinking about too. When you talk about how your light gonna shine.
on
yeah.
that. He
And they
definitely
seen a
was.
physical light from his face, right? A physical glow.
Right, exactly. Yeah, that's what he's saying. Like, your light gonna shine. People gonna see that physically. Like,
So
word.
is that like,
But
would that be equivalent to the aura?
basically, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It would be equivalent to the aura, right? You can tell somebody got a good aura on them. They shining, they beaming, they're a good person, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah, your aura. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
11. Then Yahuwah will guide you continually
Mm-hmm.
and satisfy your being in drought
Mm.
and strengthen your bones. And
Right.
you shall be like a watered garden and like a spring of water whose waters do not fail.
Right. It's like the Most High gonna guide you continually. That's nonstop. That's forever. Right?
Man, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Hey, let's hit 12 too. And those from
Read all the way
among
through,
you.
Doc. Read all the way through
Huh?
it. I thought we had it all the way through.
I think you got me to let me see, to 11.
Just read us all the way
Yeah.
through, not just read us to 14.
All right. And those from among you shall build the old waste places. You shall rise up the fountains of many generations.
How many
And
generations?
many generations.
And we seeing that right now. Even the elders, when they coming out, they raising up a foundation of future generations, many generations to come, man. And it's been going out. Go ahead.
And you will be called the repairer of the breach, the restorer of streets to dwell in.
Mhm.
If you do turn back your foot from the Sabbath, if you do turn back your foot from the Sabbath, and if you do turn back your foot from the Sabbath, I ain't talking to nobody specific, from doing your pleasure,
But
from
doing what?
doing your pleasure on my set apart day,
Who set apart day?
on the Most High set apart day,
Mm-hmm.
and shall call the Sabbath a delight.
Mm-hmm.
The set apart day of Yahuwah esteem, and shall esteem it, not doing your own ways, nor finding your own pleasure, nor speaking your own words. Then you shall delight yourself in Yah.
Then you delight yourself in Yah. Okay.
And I shall cause you to ride on the heights of the earth and feed you with the inheritance of Yaakov, your father. For the mouth of Yahuwah has spoken. All praise to the Most High.
Praise Yah.
Hey, man, that would just hit me. I can't stop. That would just hit me, man. Woo!
Yeah, it's got to.
Hey, can I put out an ad? This is not even for me. I'm put out one for Big Eye. Saturday discussion coming soon. How about that?
It's coming. It's coming. It might come next week. It might come next week.
Look how he was reading it. He was for real. I ain't playing. If you turn back your foot from the Sabbath, he ain't playing.
Man, hey, let me put this scripture with that one we just read.
Okay.
And then we'll end it from here. The second Ezra chapter 2.
Wait, let me jump there.
Verse 20.
Okay, I'm with you.
Do right to the widow, judge for the fatherless,
Mm-hmm.
give to the poor, defend the open, clothe the naked. We just read that in Isaiah, right?
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Heal the broken and weak. Laugh not the lame man to scorn. Defend the maimed, and let the blind man come into the sight of my clearness.
Hey, that's real.
Hey, I'm marking that one. That's a good one, for sure.
Keep the old and young within your walls. Wheresoever you find the dead, take them and bury them, and I will give you first place in my resurrection.
That's
All
1,000-year
praise to
reign,
the Most
Knock.
High.
That's 1,000-year reign, Knock. That's
Wow,
1,000-year
all
They
reign,
praises,
Knock.
man.
They
First
said, I'm gonna
place.
give you first place in my resurrection.
That's 1,000-year reign,
Right,
Knock.
Hey, man,
It's gotta be.
right.
I'm really posing the question: is
Hey,
that
that's
1,000-year
crazy. You see,
reign?
Chad say keep the old and young in your
It gotta be
wall.
up.
Gotta be 1,000-year reign, Knock, for sure.
And yeah, I would assume so. I would say so.
Mhm.
Chad say
It,
keep the
it,
old
it
and
makes
young
sense to
in
me.
your walls. Keep the
They
Yeah,
old
said
and young
yeah.
in your walls.
first
It's
place,
crazy.
boy.
Like
He
when
tell you
people
get
get
pole
old,
position.
they send their parents or something to like old folks' homes and stuff. You know, instead of
Right.
having like nurses and something coming in. You know, it's probably more expensive to have nurses and stuff coming in. You know?
That was understanding the fast. Now let's
Yeah, all
close out
praises, man.
with this Psalm 49.
Nah,
I
50.
think that's what we.
Just
Nah,
read
I think we don't. We just read 49.
Hey, Op,
Okay.
so before we leave, that point that I wanted to bring up when I was like, I kind of think I know where you're going with it is
Go ahead.
basically like fasting, we're not just talking about abstaining from food. So
Right.
like during your fast, we supposed to be in the spirit, man, be in that word, praying, afflicting ourselves. That's a true fast. Like you can't just because fasting, you can't just be abstaining from food and calling that a fast, and you're not in the word,
Right.
you're not afflicting your soul,
Right.
you're not humbling, you're not doing
Yeah,
none of
yeah,
that.
you ain't getting none of the
So
spiritual nutrients.
you're right. So when
Right.
you
That's a good
fast,
point. I
man, you
like
need to
that.
make sure you in that word and praying and everything, man, doing all the
Right.
above, man.
I like
Word.
what Gotcha said when he said them spiritual nutrients. I like that, right? Because
Spiritual,
Yeah.
word up.
we were supposed to end the discussion saying is getting covered by the Most High. That's what true fasting is, being covered. Because when we read it in 66:84, 866:84, it say to cover up, right? And then they put in
Right.
parentheses the mouth. And then we see even literally sometimes they cover themselves with sackcloth and ashes, and do these type of things. But once we go into a spiritual fast, it's being covered by the Most High. Straight up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm with you all the way. Yeah,
Mel definitely hit it on the head, man. Because that's something I've always been taught, man. When you fasting, man, you definitely gotta be in the spirit, man. When you fasting, man, otherwise, it's like that double negative, man. You canceling it out. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna get nothing out of it.
Yeah, and we want to deal with like the Christian church, because I remember growing up in the Christian church and they was like, yeah, we gonna fast and we not gonna watch TV for a week and stuff like that, and they was calling that a fast. But we get the true definition of a fast, it say to abstain from food, right? So you know what I'm saying? If you say that you gonna withdraw from your desires or your lust, watching TV, that's a different thing, but that's not a fast. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So then we start dealing with spiritual fast. We saying that again. Moshe went up on the mountain at first. It was never called a fast. We abstained from food and water, but he was still eating, right? He was eating the words of the Most High, like you saying. So it's a real life difference, like Yamil said, a spiritual fast and a physical fast. And Gentiles fast all the time. Oh, we forgot to get this definition. Hold on one time. We missed this one time. I said something, and let me give y'all the definition of a breakfast, right? It's called breakfast, right? But it's really called break fast.
Right.
Break fast, right? And let's read that. And this coming out let me turn my camera on. I'm pretty sure y'all might got this one. This coming straight out the Bible Encyclopedia, the Zondervan Bible Encyclopedia. Right?
Okay.
This is what I'm reading this out of. And it's talking about breath fast, right? To break a fast, right? So every time you say, I'm about to have some breakfast, right? Read, show you again, the Zondervan Bible Encyclopedia, right? We read breakfast. Break fast. And I'm going to read it
to you.
Yeah.
I'm thirsty for this one. Let's get it.
It say breakfast is the first meal in the day. So even if you eat your food at 3 o'clock in that day, you might have ate your last meal might have been at 10 and you wake up and ate at 2. It say breakfast is the first meal of the day. So you can't say, it's lunchtime, nigga, we eat lunch. No, it's still breakfast for you, right? Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
for sure.
Breakfast is the first meal of the day. The meal after fasting. Because once you eat at 10 o'clock at night, you go to sleep. You on a fast. You off
You
thinking
fast.
food.
Yeah,
You ain't consuming
that
nothing
makes sense.
till you wake up. Yeah.
Right.
That
And
makes
it says literally breaking the fast. That's what breakfast means. Breaking the fast. Literally. That's what it says, right?
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It says Jesus used the Greek term in its original meaning during one of his post-resurrection appearances. In early dawn, he stood on the shore of Galilee and called 7 fishermen as his disciples, come have breakfast, right? They was breaking their fast. But what I really just wanted to read to that, breakfast means breaking the fast. You went to sleep, you
Right.
was staying from food, you fasted when you sleep. And then when you wake up, your first meal of the day is really breakfast. Even if it's 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, it's still breakfast. Straight up.
Yeah,
Right,
so
right.
basically, so I get it. So like a real fast, like when you fasting spiritually like that, man, I gotta explain, like that's just more, low level, like, you know what I mean? When you eat, like how you break it down, like, okay, I eat breakfast, breaking the fast, like it's not spiritual. You get what I'm saying? It's regular, like you just, yeah, you know what I mean? So when you want to say you fasted for the Most High, that come with other stuff, like we were just talking about.
Right.
You know, because people do that every day. You know what I
Right.
mean? You fast every day. Every time you go to sleep, you wake up. That's nothing.
A fast.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Right.
when you on a spiritual fast, like you say, and that was that Isaiah that we read, when you spiritually in tune with the Most High, your fast is completely different. You feel me? You eating that word every day, even to abstain from food, what the necessary definition means, when you still doing it in a spiritual aspect, I can still different. Regardless, you feel me? But we supposed to read that breakfast way early in the assembly. My bad.
So good.
Yeah.
Hey, it all came
That
together
was
at the
good.
end,
It's
though.
in there.
A rough one.
It's in there.
Yeah. All
It's in
praises.
there.
Yeah, that was a good one. We
All
got
praise.
deep on that.
All praise.
Okay, let's go and hit this Psalm 50.
Let's get it. Hey, that's the shortest one ever did. Y'all already know the next ones, they come along. Y'all know that.
Oh man, we're gonna have to put parts to the next one then.
Nah,
Part 1 and part 2.
Nah, we're gonna keep them in order. Okay, all praises, man. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Y'all praise you, Abba. Let's get them. Psalms 50. El Elohim, Yahuwah, shall speak, and he shall call the earth from the rising of the sun to its going down. Right? And you used to hear that all the time in Christianity, from the rising of the sun to its going down. From Zion, the perfection of loveliness, Elohim shall shine forth. Our Elohim comes and is not silent. A fire consumes before him, and it shall be very stormy all around him. He calls to the heavens from above and to the earth to rightly rule his people. Gather my lovely committed ones together to me. Those who have made a covenant with me by slaughtering, right? And we're going to deal with that soon. That slaughtering sacrifices to the Most High, that praise, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then
2, 3, 1. Skip the ad. Go ahead.
Okay, my bad. Then the heavens declared his righteousness, right? For Elohim himself is judge. Selah. Hear, O my people, and speak. And I speak, excuse me. Hear, O my people, and I speak. O Yisrael, and I witness against you. I am Elohim, your Elohim. I do not reprove you for your slaughterings, and your ascending offerings are continually before me. I do not take a bull from your house, nor goats from your pens. For every beast of the forest is mine. Cattle of 1,000 hills, I know all the birds of the mountains, and all moving in my field are mine. If I were hungry, I would not speak to you. For the world is mine, and all that fills it.
Hey,
Do I eat the flesh of bulls or drink the blood of goats? Slaughter thanksgiving to Elohim and pay your vows to the Most High, and call upon me in the day of distress. Let me rescue you, and you esteem me. But to the wrong, Elohim said, what right have you to recite my laws or take my covenant in your mouth? While you hated instruction and cast my words behind you, when you saw a thief, you were pleased with him. And you take part with adulterers. You let your mouth loose to evil, and your tongue frames deceit. You speak against your brother, you slander your own mother's son. You have done this, and I keep silent. You have thought that I was altogether like you. I rebuke you, and I set it in order before your eyes. Understand this, please, you who forget Elohim, lest I tear you in pieces with no one to deliver. Whoever slaughters praise, esteem me. And to him who prepares a way, I show deliverance of Elohim. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Oh, praise. That was good.
hey, man, that was hard. That was real, man.
Yeah, that was real. Like,
Hey, he was not playing in
all
that.
praise,
Man, he was not
straight up.
playing, bro. On me, it wasn't. You hear what he just said?